Namaste, everyone. I'm here today, right now, making this video because I have seen a lot of people go through detoxification for their health, and they run into the emotional detoxification, which hasn't been talked about that much, really. I'm not sure how to explain why, but it's not that tangible, okay? So if you are holding on to fat, for example, and you go on a diet that is releasing that, is very visible to you. Or if you have swollen everything like I did and have a lot of diagnoses, or you're suffering from migraines, you'll notice that going through detoxification to regenerate, that things are getting better, that the symptoms are getting better. So in this video, I talk a little bit about the symptoms coming from the emotional level, which in turn is where everything comes from. You know, how about that? And why am I so passionate about raw food? Why am I talking about raw food all the time if it's all about the emotion? Okay, let me see if I can break this down for you. Because the emotional part, that's the part that's going to keep you stuck. And what I see is that there's no other reason that is holding people back to their old patterns of not getting well and not sticking to the regime than the emotional. You know, because we are used to not being connected to that side. We have the positive and the negative, and we've learned that positive emotions, want more of that, right? We want to feel happy, we want to feel content, we want to feel like we belong, and we want to feel proud of ourselves, and we want to feel generally good. I think most of us can pinpoint and say that this feels good, and then at other things, this doesn't feel good. So if something doesn't feel good, we tend to run from it. We tend to want to not feel that. We tend to want to not be in that, be it a moment that keeps us, in the emotion, or be it even a memory. So we block it out or we run from it. And even on a spiritual path, I see people run from their emotions to positive affirmations, to where you sit down and you focus so much on the positive without even acknowledging or accepting the emotions that goes with everything. So everything you ever lived, everything you ever thought, everything you ever experienced, everything anyone ever said to you, everything that has been a part of your life in one way or another is stored within you. It's like you're this memory bank that doesn't really let go of anything. All you can do is accept it and embrace it, or not. Try to push it away. It'll come back for you. We know that what you resist persists. So this is exactly it. So when you are going through a detoxification by releasing it from your physical body through changing your diet, changing the way you feel, changing the way you act, changing the way you live in general, to what we call a more positive state, because living in a positive state is recognized as living in health, being happy. And we want that. Don't get me wrong, we want that. But we want everything. We want duality. We're living in this physical body to experience it all, you see. We're not living here to just go after one thing, seeking it, and then disregarding everything else. That's why we get stuck, the way I see it. Because we disregard and we pack it into ourselves and we hold on to it and we try to hide it. But it cannot be hidden. Not from our true self, not from the cells. It has cell memory. Our body has a cell memory on every level. Definitely on the emotional level. Okay? So what happens when you detoxify physically is that once you release anything from your body, be it a toxin, be it fat, it's all about the toxins coming out, and they all have memories. And you all need to feel them. Because running from them is just keeping them stuck and pushing you back. So this is where I'm going with this, okay? Stick with me for a little while. I'm talking about this because when you start releasing these things, everything from yourself, through detoxifying your physical body, that's what we think we're detoxifying. Well, we're going through everything. All these memories come back and we go back into the same patterns that they were created within. Okay, so if you were living with your grandma, and every time you were given, say, a piece of bread that she just baked, you felt really good. It was something that you could connect positive, good feelings, to. So now, maybe 20 years later, and you're going through this detoxification, and you're wondering why every time you feel the smell of that baked goods, it's something that reminds you of your grandma, something that reminds you of feeling good. So it's easy to run to that if you don't feel good in general. If you had a shitty day at work, you come home and you smell that smell, and it's going to be so hard to resist because you're looking for that content, once you don't feel good. We're looking for the content. Oh, I had a shitty day at work, or my boyfriend said something that hurt me, or I hurt my ankle. I need something so I can feel better. So you're going to jump to whatever had made you feel better in the past. Okay? So that's one thing that comes up. People go through, this is the cravings part of the emotional detox. You think it is a craving as if, oh, I want that for the sake of the taste of it, for the sake of, I love it so much. Most often I see that there's an emotional experience behind it, like the one with the grandma I just talked about. There is something behind it that reminds you of something that feels good, that you need to run to, because we need to run to things or to cling to the good stuff. So that's where I'm going with this. This is the emotional, where you feel like you need to escape from what doesn't feel good. But you see, when you detoxify, you're not only told to get rid of it, you're also told to deal with it. We need to deal with it, actually. So if this is something that you have looked the other way with, or maybe you're experiencing something in your relationship, or in your work, or with your friends, or with yourself, some of your patterns, some of the things that you do that you wish you didn't, they're coming to you when you detoxify your whole body so that you can change something. Because everything you've been doing up to this point has been on the unserving side. If you are not feeling optimal health, there is something in your life that is not on the optimal serving side for you. On top of course, your genes, and you can work through that. There is no gene that is a sick gene. Although, I always said this is kind of very simplifying. If you're born healthy, you can always get healthy again. Well, there are accidents, and not everybody is born healthy, but I have seen this. Even though you were born with, I wouldn't want to call it an ailment, but weakness, the body can regenerate. Seriously regenerate. Okay, off topic. So back to the emotional. See, you can't really pull them apart. So when you detoxify on a physical level, it becomes an emotional level because they go together. So here is another side. When you go through that physical, you have parasites that are leaving you, and they're not leaving you willingly. They love to be where they're at because they have food there. They thrive there. You invited them in through your environment. So I call them uninvited guests because you didn't know you invited them in. And if you want them to leave, you want to make sure that what's inside of you is not where they will thrive. You want the perfect balance for you, for a human body. Not somewhere where parasites can take over. And when you change your diet, when you change your whole way of living, they will not find that same environment, and they will leave. They will die. And they will find that they can't stay there anymore. And when they do, since they're clinging to life the same way we are, they're excreting a lot of toxins, for once. So they can wreak a havoc in you. And they also have emotions. Believe it or not, they're entities. They have emotions. They will try to trick you. So when you're dealing, especially with the starting phase of a detoxification program, either you're watching my online course and doing everything there, you read my book, know the truth and get healthy, or I see it with the people that I work with. You will go through these stages of detoxification, and you will not get clear the emotional part, and you do not want to either. Because it's such an important part. Because if you only allow yourself to go through the physical, and once something emotional comes up, then you step back and say, I can't do this. You know, I have to eat again because I'm crying all the time, or I'm so mad, I'm so angry. You're stuffing it right back in. You see? So no matter where you are, once you hit the point where something is changing, you can pin it to this, okay? You have to watch yourself a little bit. You're on a journey here now. You're on a path. You're on a mission. You're healing. This is a gift. You're given. You're thinking. You're thanking. You're thanking God and the universe every day for this healing. Now, everything that comes up is always there to serve you. It's there to tell you something. It's there to tell you either to look at something, take another path, or just revisit a very old wound that you didn't heal completely. It could be through more gratitude that you need to work with. It could be that you have some old wounds that you haven't forgiven. It could be people that it hasn't been forgiving. You might be yourself that you haven't forgiven, or God, or a situation. No matter what it is, the emotional upset that comes up with you will pinpoint you to where you need to look, to set that free, to get it out, like another bowel movement, or kidney filtration, or snot. It is something that needs to leave you, but not through chasing it or trying to throw it away like something negative or run from it. No, through accepting it as a part of who you are. Accepting it. Because you're amazing in all of it. And this is a point that I think is very important also, because we are so used in this society that happy is so dandy, and being mad is just not good, and having emotional interactions or showing your true inner state is not that popular. But you guess what? Don't worry about it. Don't beat yourself up on it, around that issue. Just be yourself. Allow yourself to show the emotions. It's healthy for you. It means you're processing and letting it go. Just don't stay in it, and don't use it as an excuse saying, well, I am so mad, now I can treat you like shit and I can do that. See, this is about us. It has nothing to do with how we treat others. So if you're feeling angry, for example, let that be with you. Feel the anger. Don't analyze it, but connect with it and listen to it and see what it can teach you, because it can teach you something. And you can allow it to be. Same thing about sadness. When I went through my deepest hours, and I went through what we call the dark night of the soul, when you feel that everything is shattered. I mean, everything shattered for me. I felt at one time, at once. I didn't even know who I was anymore. It's like my whole ego left me. Everything left me. I realized I was soul. I realized I was just having this bodily experience, and that everything that I had been living was leaving me. And through doing that, everything got very dark, because I didn't know who I was. I was trying to cling to what I didn't need. I was trying to cling to what had made me so sick. I couldn't get up in the morning. I couldn't be with my friends. I couldn't do anything. I had to give up my company, my business. It was really hard. But looking back, I can see that I went through this process to set myself free. And God, does it feel amazing on every level. So back to that state. When you're feeling really dark, depressed even, know that this is a natural process. Now, I don't want you to go around, again, validating that you can be depressed, but it's only a label of letting go of some dark energies. So when you're on a detoxification journey, and I use that word, and maybe some of you don't even know what I mean about that. What I mean about that is when you step back and you stop feeding yourself things that hurt you, like when we talk about diet, you know, we're talking about meat, fish, anything from an animal. And once you get there, you'll see the difference. And once you let go of the grains and the cooked food even, you'll notice that your body will start this natural process of detoxifying not only your physical body, not only will you feel better, look better, you know, your life will change on every level. And a lot of people are not ready for that because it's hard to show you. You know, it's easy to show a picture of a smoothie. It's easy to show the amazing berries that I eat every day. It's easy to teach you about the herbs. It's not so easy to teach each and every one of you about the emotional detoxification or healing or growth or awakening, because each one of us have our own blueprint. We have our own set of living moments, you know, that has compacted into what we're experiencing right now. And when you choose health, you choose to go, okay? So everybody's kind of walking the same way, but where you're meeting there is your life. Like you're walking down this path and everything pops up on both sides, like, oh, hey, this is looking in your face, this, and it can be overwhelming, especially when it looks like something that's not healthy. Crying all day for 3 weeks doesn't look much healthy, but it could be necessary. So if this happens to you, just know that you can allow that. Just allow it to happen. Listen to it. Be available for yourself. And don't put anything under the rug like you may be used to doing. Because I see that the more we've been used to putting things away, stuffing it away, the more will come up, right? It's like cleaning out a house. If you're moving and you're cleaning out your house, of course, the more you've been stuffing in every drawer and every closet, the more you're going to have to, you know, pull out and take care of. You're going to have to decide, am I going to keep this? Am I going to throw it away? It's the same thing that happens on a detoxification journey. Everything comes up to you. You're going to have to look at it. You pull out a cabinet and you look behind it. You didn't even know there was a lot of shit back there. You didn't even know you had all that clutter. Not until you opens it. And the detoxification allows you to open everything. You open everything. And what's behind there is mostly emotionally related. So here is the other thing. People ask me, okay, Hilde, so what did you do? Why? How can I be the strong one that you are? How can I walk through this with so much baggage? And I crave so many things. And then I get scared because I get so angry. And when I eat cooked food or some comfort food and I have the ice cream, I feel better. Yes, you do, because you stopped the process. You went into that old pattern again. So you have to revisit your why. It's always about the why. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to feel better? And then you need to be diligent. And you need to be bold. And you need to be brave. It's about your life. You are the star of this movie that you're making. You are the lead. You're the queen. You're the king. You are whatever you want to be. And if you don't want to go there and you think it's too much, that's okay too. That's also part of your movie. So don't ever beat yourself up. Only do the best that you can. Because what else can you do? Except doing better if you decide to try again. I was never perfect, and there is no such thing. I was never looking for perfect. I was looking for health. You know, the only way I could get it. I was searching for how can I get amazing health. Not how can I try this and maybe not make it, or beat myself up if I... No, that was not it. Then I would have been looking at one girl trying to find one program to stick to, and then if I failed, I'd be a failure. We're failures on so many levels because society taught us so, and we take this with us. And I see that when I coach people and when they come to me, the patterns of being failures is so present. We're never failures. We're explorers. We're exploring life. We're experiencers. That's all we are. So if you want to ask me my experience, how did I stick to it? Why am I so strong as you perceive it? And how do I live through these emotional ups and downs? But I only have one answer. I embrace it and I own it. And I decided this is my life. The heck with it. I deserve it. I deserve optimal health. I'm not going to sabotage myself. I'm not going to let any parasite speak for me. I'm not going to let any other person that hurt me be the one deciding if I am going to claim my health or not. Because every time you are walking in another direction, blaming anything, it could be like an old boyfriend, or it could be an accident that happened to you. Anything that happened to you, once you blame that, you gave that power away. You're saying this person or this situation is now going to have the lead role or influence the leading character of my movie. And once you do that, you're going to have to live with the result. You're going to have to live with the outcome. You're going to have to live with that storyline. And that's what we're doing. We're living with a storyline that we don't think we constructed ourselves. And we let these emotions be restricted because society told us this wasn't okay. And it's all connected to the physical state. The glands. I've talked about this in other videos. When you release a lot of anger, it's released from your liver. When you're feeling a lot of fearful about everything, you can have, when you're on a detoxification program, protocol, walking that path, whatever you want to call it, when you're allowing your body to detoxify, to regenerate, it will all come up in periods, because there's not a straight line to healing. You see, there's ups and downs, always ups and downs. And I felt like I was crying for 2 years because there was so much baggage there. There was so much that I've been holding on to for years, obviously. You don't get as sick as I did from having an optimal, fantastic emotional life. I don't see that with anyone. But what I do see is, once you release this, and once you dare to feel it, own it, it becomes a part of you. And the next time you feel an emotion coming up, you know, oh, this is something that's coming to me, so that I can release it, so that I can look at it. And just go with it. Don't analyze it too much. Just accept it. Just let it be. You know, there's a lot to that just sentence. Just let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. I love the Beatles. So I'm not going to drag this out to a too long a video. I'm going to make another one that's going to be more about cravings and how to stick to your plan. More like a step-by-step stick to your plan. What did you do, Hilde? I have a lot of tips on that. But this is more about the emotional. Just to tell you that feeling anger, feeling sad, feeling lost, feeling unsure about everything, it's natural. It's a part of what you've been living and what you've been storing. So don't be afraid of it. Just let it be. And go outside. And the best remedy is this, that I'm doing right now. Being outside, breathing the fresh air, hugging a tree. Nothing like hugging a tree if you need a hug. So, until next time. And in this video, I am going to challenge you to, the next time you feel any type of emotion come up, and you don't really know where it's from, and I'm not talking about someone jumping after you trying to hurt you. I mean, it's allowed to turn around and say, hey, please don't do that. I'm talking about when you're sitting there thinking the day is just any other day, and all of a sudden you get sad and you start crying. Allow it. Be kind to yourself. Nurture yourself. And then, talk to someone. Call on me. We're in this together. There's a lot of people out here ready to help you. And we are so many now that are walking the path of natural, optimal health. So if you want to hear more, I love to hear your comments. So post below, like my video, share it with your friends if you feel like it. And I've written down everything that I can, offer except for the videos. And yes, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Namaste. Bye.